So we can look at iBook authors. So we've looked at images, we've looked at text. We've also looked at the side rails we have here. Along the top you have shapes, so you have different shapes that you can add. You also have this freeform shape which will allow you to do a path, and I would assume add text to that path. You have a table, so you can make a simple table. You can also make charts, different types of charts here. Whenever you click on something, for example the table that we've just clicked on here, can you see this pops up? All this information pops up from the inspector. So there's the table. So whatever you've selected, the inspector will assume that's the bit that you need to be looking at the moment. We're going to delete the table because it's not what we need for this project. Next to, after the charts, you see we've got widgets. What the widgets do is they allow you to add something different to the text. So for example, you can add the gallery. What the gallery is, it gives you a slideshow. So let's just see what that looks like. So there's my gallery. I can change the information in the gallery here. Anytime it says Lauren Ipson, it means you can edit it, or you should be editing it. So we'll just go my photos. Oops. And here, the first one I'm going to do is stairs. Keep it like that. You can either drag your image in, or you can add it. I'm going to add it just to show you what it looks like. So we're going to add the image, and stairs is this one here. So we're going to insert stairs, and you can see there it is. I can then add a description if I want a further description so people can access it. But what I want to do is change this and say a close up of stairs. Now I want to add another one, so I'm going to go back into here, and I'm going to add this bit here. I'm going to insert it. As you can see, we get a new page. My photo stays because that's an overall gallery name, but I'm going to call this bit, sorry, didn't mean to move that there. I'm going to call this bit shopping centre. So, shopping centres there. So now if you go between the two, I have this and I have this. So I can say I'm more than happy with it. Whenever I click on here, if I close this down, if I click on here and I go to inspector though, it will open up this widget specifically for what I'm looking at the moment. When I play this, which I can't do unless it's attached to a device, but I can show you what it would look like, you can scroll through these images. So my photos, for example, might appear just here. Can you see those lines? What those lines do is they give you a sense of where everything else on the page is. So they allow you to line things up so they look professional. You can add a keynote, you can add media, which is normally a film, you can review a topic. An interactive image allows you to put a dot on an image that you can zoom in and zoom out on. 3D images, you have to actually find the 3D image to attach to this, so it's got a different file name. I would say for what you're doing, don't worry about it, you're not going to need that. But some of these you might choose to use. Scrolling toolbar, sidebar, so you can have a bit of text. What it means is you can have a lot of text in a small area and you can use a slide bar to go up and down it. Pop up, so you can hover over something and it will pop up and show the information. Or you can see the HTML code. Again, for you're not going to be using the HTML code for this particular project, but I think you might find yourself using the gallery or the media here. Equally, what else you have is something that's called media. What the media allows you to do is simply add stuff that you have, for example, movies, photos, and audio. If you've noticed, these are coming from your actual iTunes, iMovie. They're coming from your accounts that you already have. If you want to insert something that you've saved elsewhere and want to bring in, then you're a lot better going through this widget here and actually adding it as a media. This media here is adding media that you have through your iTunes accounts or your iPhoto account or your iMovie account. So this media here is very much connected to resources you already have. I've already been through colours and I've discussed fonts. The inspector is a really important tool. If you can see along here, these pictures all relate to pictures you can see here. This one relates to the software itself. Then you've got the layout, you've got text. If you click on this, you can see it's about the placement of objects in line floating. So this here is essential to everything you do is the inspector. You've got the inspector, you've got the fonts, you've got the colours. This is to do with what you have that is through Apple devices. You then have the preview. You have to attach an Apple device to preview it, be it an iPad or a phone. Preview will show you what this looks like. Really, it shows you, it's really important if you have got interactive pieces. If it's just visual pieces, then you can see it by looking at it. But there's no way to look at it actually how it will look unless you can attach something and preview it. Here, you've got publish, which is what we're going to look at next. You have widgets, which we've been through, these different types of widgets you can add. I would assume you're going to be mostly gallery, maybe media. Okay, like adding a movie, adding a gallery. I would also say you might find yourself doing an interactive image, but I would say the rest of these are highly unlikely for this project. I've talked a bit about charts, tables, shapes. Just to reiterate, we went through the top toolbar. For example, font. I've shown you to go and get the fonts here from the icon here. But you could easily have gone to format, font, text, table. Everything can be done in more than one place. So this toolbar on the top is giving you a second option of where to do things. So the last thing to look at is how we're going to publish.